Hello, Put Me in Coaching family. Excited to be with you here tonight. We are going to talk about how to refocus, reset, and restart. We are kicking off August, and now our summer schedules are kind of slowing down a little bit. Kids are going back to school, and things are getting a little bit back more to routine. So, I want to really talk tonight about how to refocus when we get off focus, reset, and restart. I know this can be a topic that we feel like we're constantly on that wheel where we're falling off and having to jump back on. And when we think of it in the grand scheme of things as, hey, this is a lifestyle change. So we're not really having to restart anything because you're starting from a place that you weren't in, however, when you first started, right? So you're starting from a new point. So I want us to really kind of think about that and think in terms of, okay, what things can I implement to really get me going right now? Okay. And this has been a topic that continues to come up, not only in health, but in business too. Because I think so many times maybe we miss a goal that we were aiming for and we feel so defeated that we just say, well, forget it. I'm just going to give up, or it just doesn't matter, or whatever. And so really when we talk about refocusing and resetting and restarting, that's building resilience. I'm going to say that again. When we talk about refocusing, resetting, and restarting, that's all about creating resilience. And the more resilient we can become, the bigger changes we can make in our lives. So really think about, where is it that you really need to build up some resilience? Is it a self-confidence thing that you need to build up some resilience in? Is it self-worth, right? Self-confidence and self-worth are two different things. Is it skill that you need to build up resilience in? Is it that you really need to build up some resilience in the mental space? Okay. It can be one, two, all of them. It can be whatever. But where do you really need to build some resilience? And what are the topics that you need to build resilience around? I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they were so worried about money. And money was just this topic where they go down a rabbit hole, and then they're looking at they start consuming so many things that are negatively impacting them. And then guess what they are creating? More resistance to money. And so they need to build up their resilience around handling things that may not go as planned when it comes to money, right? That's their specific situation. Where is it that you really need to build up some resilience? Is it the fact that, and really when we talk about building resilience, it's getting away from the resistance we have, right? So we have to stop resisting and start building up resilience. Okay. And so really think in terms of what we eat, what we think, what we do. Is it your opt-in that you need to build up something in? Is it the education? Do you need to build around education? Is it accountability? Is it tracking? Is it behavior modification? Maybe you need to celebrate yourself a little more, or maybe you need to give back a little more. That's that 7-step signature system. Okay. And then look around the idea of what we eat, what we think, and what we do. What part of it is not clicking that you feel like you need to refocus on? And maybe you have some resistance around following the plan because all you're telling yourself is it's hard to follow the plan, right? It's hard to eat 20 to 30 grams of protein a day. It's hard to keep my meals at 10 to 15 grams of carbs. It's hard to do 5+ grams of fiber. And it's hard to keep my meals at 5 to 8 grams of fat. That's the formula. So it's very simple, not always easy, but it's simple, right? So do you have some resistance around that because you're telling yourself over and over and over again that it's hard, when it's not hard, it's simple. So maybe you need to let go of some of the resistance around the story that you're telling yourself about why you aren't following the plan. I love sweet treats too much. Maybe that's the narrative that you're writing for yourself, right? When in reality, you could go without it for a day. And so you just tell yourself, listen, I'm refocusing. And it's not that I can't have this or that. It's I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing to have what's on plan today. Maybe it's the what you do. This has been a big thing that I've had to get the resistance out of the way over the last couple of weeks, right? Because I know I was sick for a little bit and traveling a lot. And so my workouts were not happening as consistently as they always do for the last 7 years, right? Or maybe even 8 years by now. They just weren't happening like they used to. And so I had to get very honest with myself and say, you've got to refocus, right? You got to let go the resistance of, well, you could take a rest day today. Your body needs the rest. Guess what? Yeah, my body needed the rest. And it told me that it did, right? Because I got sick, because I was burning the candle at both ends and I got sick. But then guess what? I'm not sick anymore. And so it was time to stop lying to myself saying, well, I could use a little bit of rest today. Well, guess what? I rested the past 3 weeks. And what that also meant was yesterday when I did my weight workout, it went phenomenally because I did give myself a little bit of time to rest. So I did need it. And that was true, but I probably didn't need it last week. Right. And now I worked out 3 or 4 times last week, but I didn't work out as much as I used to last week. And so I had to get very honest with myself. And even this morning, right, I had that internal battle because it happens to all of us. We all go through these cycles, right? And so we have to refocus. But I had to let go of the resistance of, I don't want to get up. I want to sleep. I had to let that go and say, it's time, right? And so I got up and I went to the gym this morning. And I did my yoga practice this morning, which those of you that know me, you know that I don't love yoga, right? It's hard. It's not something I'm good at. You want me to go lift some heavy weights? Let me do that all day, every day. Yoga, no, thank you. But I understand the value and the benefits I get from it. And so I'm willing to make myself do it. And I'm willing to commit to doing it. And so we all go through these internal struggles where we have some resistance because I could have easily justified, well, you worked out the past 3 days in a row. You don't really have to do something today. Yes, you do. Because guess what? We're done with the whole rest. We did that. We recovered, right? Lots of RE words: rest, recover, refocus, reset, restart, right? So I had to restart my routine. I had to let go of the resistance. And how was I able to do that a lot quicker than prior years? Prior to my journey through Health Accelerator and Simple Fat Burn, I would do really great for a week or two. And then I would do very poorly for 5, 6, 7 months, right? That's not a thing anymore. That's not my story anymore. I might have times where it's like, okay, for a week or two, I'm not on my A game, but that's okay. My resilience kicks in because I've built that resilience muscle. And so when we start to exercise that resilience muscle, all that comes from is making a decision. I was listening earlier to a YouTube video, and it was just a mashup of a bunch of different Kobe Bryant interviews. And when I get in my head like that, where I'm like needing that motivation and accountability, I listen to a lot of Kobe Bryant because he was so laser focused for 20 plus years on his routine, and he was unforgiving about it. He did not waver from it because he understood the bigger picture. He understood what it was for. He had that deep burning why and why he was doing it. And so that allowed him to build up that resilience muscle to then figure out what he needed to do. And one comment he made in there was, if you want first place, come play with me. If you want second place, go play for somebody else. And that really resonated with me because it's like, I'm going to be successful, right? That's how I carry myself. That's the posture that I walk with. But it wasn't always like that. I had to build up that resilience. And so I know when I don't hit my goals now, because there are times I don't hit my goals, right? Kobe Bryant didn't win every single basketball game he played. He didn't win every single NBA championship that he played, right? He didn't. And I guarantee you his goal was to win every single game that he played. That's every athlete's goal. But sometimes it just doesn't happen despite our best efforts. And so I think that's a lot of what powerlifting gives me. It allows me the opportunity to exercise that resilience muscle because I don't always hit my goals, and the weights don't lie. They are very unforgiving. If my focus, and my powerlifting coach keeps telling me this, he's because my lifts haven't been going as well as I want them to because I'm really focused on growth in my business. And so that's taken some of my focus away. I'm still doing it. I'm still showing up, but my focus can't be 100% on that right now. And that's okay. But the weights are very unforgiving and they get very jealous. That's what my coach tells me all the time. They're like, the weights can tell that you're not 100%. And that's okay, because what I need to be 100% in right now, I am. And part of being 100% in that is showing up as the best version of myself. So I still have to focus on the physical fitness, because if I don't have the energy to show up when I'm needed, then I'm no good to anybody, right? That's not helpful. Now, there are times where I have to take a step back, right? And I can't be 100%, and that's okay. But more often than not, I have to be able to show up as the best version of myself. That's that seventh step of the 7-step signature system: give back. And so I have to continue to put myself in situations where I can continue to exercise that resilient muscle, so that when things happen, I come back a day, a week, or whatever later, and it's just like old habit, right? I saw people in the gym today that I haven't seen in a while because I've been going at different times and just things haven't been as routine, right? But I saw them and it was just like no time had passed. We said hello, good morning, and then we all got our workouts in, right? And so when we think about really where we need to refocus, reset, and restart, think about an area of your life, that what you eat, what you think, or what you do, that you're like, hey, listen, like this has just been a little too off track. I've got to refocus. I've got to reset, and I've got to restart. And think about where you were in that specific area before you started your journey. And this is where the celebrate wins, the 6th step of the signature system, comes into play. Okay, because if you think about where you were when you first started here, and then where you are now, you are so much further ahead with the knowledge that you have. So the education, you know how to track, right? You know how to hold yourself accountable, and you know how to opt in. Guess what? You've all opted in because you're here. So that's the part where you have to celebrate the resilience that you've already built. And then you have to make that decision that, hey, I'm going to apply all of the knowledge and education that I've already gotten, and then I'm going to continue to build on that foundation. And maybe you just need a little bit of motivation. That's where the what you think comes in. Are you doing your personal development? Are you doing your gratitude practice? Are you doing your scripting? And I would bet if something is a little off track and it's not going exactly how you want it, I would bet that there's something in the what you think that is not happening. The same person I was referencing earlier with the money, they told me that they've been every morning starting their day with these YouTube videos on the state of politics in the country. I was like, that's the wrong thing to start your day with. You got to stop that. Well, I don't know what to, the other thing that I watch, they don't ever post until 9 a.m. And so if I'm watching it, then I have to watch the previous days. And I was like, well, stop that. Just cut that out, right? Find something else that's positive, right? Because we can make excuses or we can make progress. So figure out, and they were identifying what was going on. And then we came up with a solution. We problem solved. Right. And so that's where you have to figure out where in your life do you need to figure out and exercise that resilience muscle. Get rid of the resistance, because that was the resistance coming in. Well, the person I watched that's positive, they don't post until 9 a.m. Find a different person to watch. Or watch the previous days again. We have to get to a point where we're holding ourselves accountable, right? It's great to have the accountability partner and the accountability coaching and all of that. That is necessary, but we have to hold ourselves accountable too, right? We have to stop making excuses as to why we can't do something and figure out a way to where we can, right? If you're eating too many sweets, get them out of the house. It's not an option anymore. Right? You hear me talk all the time. I don't keep stuff in my house that I don't need to be eating, because guess what? If it's in my house, I'm probably going to eat it. Right now, I can go a long time without eating some stuff. If it stays in the house, that's fine. But if it's a cupcake or something like that, no, it's not going to be in my house. I don't need it. Right? Get it away. So we have to get very clear about what's holding us back, what's allowing us to make excuses and allowing us to be okay with those excuses. And then build up the resilience. Get rid of the resistance, because the resistance is our excuses, right? And then build up that resilience that says that's the discipline. That's the, no matter what happens, this is happening. So where are you at on the what we eat, what we think, what we do, that you need to refocus, reset, and restart? And again, look back at how far you've come, because you've already come a long way. You are not the same person you were when you first started this journey. And that's something to be proud of. You continue to grow. But get very dialed in to the what you think. Are you allowing the news to affect you? Right? The person I was talking to earlier, they said, well, do you know what's going on with, it was something in Georgia. And I said, I have no idea. I've never even heard of that. And it's not that I don't care about things that are going on in the world, but it's that they don't directly affect me. So I can't worry about something that it doesn't have a direct effect on me right now. I can't worry about it. And I can't worry about the what ifs. I have to worry about what I can control. And I know I can control my own efforts. I can control what kind of person I am. I can control how I respond to situations. And I can control, again, my efforts, what I put into it. And I can control how resilient I am. Those are the things I can control. Anything outside of that, I can't control. I can't control whether I hit my goal or not. I can only control my efforts towards that goal. I can't control how someone else treats me. but I can control how I treat them and how I respond to how they treat me. So be very honest with yourself. Are you allowing those outside influence come in? Are you allowing them to build up resistance as to why you can't be resilient enough in your own journey to do the things you need to do? Right? I have people ask me all the time, do you ever sleep? Do you ever rest? Guess what? Now's not the time for that. So I can't allow them asking me that. And they're only asking because they care. It's not wrong that they're asking me. I can just control how I respond to it. And my response can't be, I'm going to allow them to detract me from my goals and my successes and doing what I need to do to get there. And if that means not sleeping quite as much, that's so be it right now. Right. So I have to control how I allow that information to affect me. Right. Okay, so where is it that you need to refocus, reset, and restart? All right, so you can post that in the comments. You can post it, you can text it to me. You can tell me on our coaching calls, whatever that looks like for you. Write it down, make it known, right? There's a Bible verse, actually, even if you're not religious, there is a Bible verse, and I want to read it to you because I think this is the most powerful way to build up resilience. Because without the resilience, that's where we get sidetracked, right? So the verse says, write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. So write down where it is you have some resistance and where you need to build up resilience and make it plain. All right. So I am wishing each of you an incredibly successful week ahead. I will see you back here next Sunday, 7 p.m. And in the meantime, I will see you in the chat or on text message. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Let's go be successful. Put us in, coach. We are ready to be